Episode 92, done and done. We hit up a lot of Game of Thrones spoilers in this bad boy.
Yeah.
And we talk about why we are late with this episode.
Yeah, it's not my fault intentionally.
Or
Wasn't intentional. Yeah.
or it was not your intention, but it was the intention of the universe
Right.
that caused you to become sick,
Sure.
and thus pushing us back. But you know what? Adaptability is key, my friends.
Okay.
We must learn to adapt and overcome. And that is why we did it on a Monday.
Right.
So if I can get this up in time, you'll be watching this on a Monday, or else be watching it on Tuesday.
Right.
Adapt and overcome.
The very thing that humans do.
Yes. Yes. So enjoy this one. If you haven't seen the if you haven't seen the Game of Thrones yet, this is major spoilers. So just a heads up.
Be wary.
Be wary.
Here we go.
3, 2, 1, boom, and we're back with another episode of Scrap Gamers. This is your weekly roundup, where we talk about 4 things we thought were cool from the week, and we dissect them in a Socratic method while Vish plays video games.
Yes.
You might be noticing that this is a new video game. Vish, what's the game?
Counter Spy.
Counter Spy, free in the PlayStation Store.
Well, was.
Was free in the PlayStation Store. See that? I like that. I like that business model. They got free games that don't go free, and then do you have to purchase it now?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like one of those like, what do you call it? It's like promotional deals, and then people will play it and they'll be like, "Oh my god, this game's so sick! Like we're playing right now."
Well, it was out like many months ago, I think, for free.
And then, no, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it was
Each
free.
month.
People got stoked, and then they made it not free. So it's like the people that are like, "Oh my god, this game's so good!" Now you have to pay for it because the hype got built.
Oh, okay.
It's like marketing.
Sure. I mean, people need to play online. They need to pay for it anyways, so.
Right. But that's not one of our topics.
No.
So you may be wondering, why is this podcast delayed? Usually we drop podcasts on Mondays, but we're actually recording this on Monday,
Yeah.
which actually goes into our first topic. Vish.
Well, I got sick.
Yep, Vish got sick. Super sick. He was gone from the apartment for like 5 days.
Yeah, I had to recover
Yeah.
away from everything.
Yeah, so...
Basically, I woke up at 4 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
because the food didn't digest well, or didn't digest at all. And was pretty gross, which was diarrhea and vomiting. So it was
Wow,
something
it's
like
both ends right
both
there.
ends, yes.
Yeah, so I just wanted to get out of your body.
Yeah, no, it was. I was thinking about it later. It's
Mhm.
like, oh, it's like a cleanse.
You know, I was about to say, it's like it's like when you do, like, I've never done this, but if you go to like the jungles of Peru and you do like
Yeah.
ayahuasca,
Mm-hmm.
and then like you're coming out of both ends, and then it's like just purging.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
Pretty fascinating. We voluntarily do this as a species to like hit enlightened states of consciousness,
Mm-hmm.
to appreciate the fact that we are healthy.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you feel that? I remember when I got sick like last year, I was like, "Oh, you have to remember that it sucks not being healthy." Like you take it for granted, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
Well, it felt like I was dying.
Oh, really? Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like people, they'll do these things on purpose to remember why it's important to live.
I would not do this on purpose.
Well, I'm saying other people.
Right.
Yeah. Like you can actually see like the relevance in like living
Mhm.
living healthy.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
That's-
I mean,
that was it.
No.
Short damn topic. Like I
No,
got
no.
sick. All right.
Well, it was
Or
like
using it as
what
an
I meant was
excuse.
like
Yeah.
it was pretty interesting to see, like, because when you go through that, it's like you really, like I was trying to sleep it out, which is the wrong thing to do, which is you
Mhm.
gotta get water in it because you threw out so much water, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So like the first thing you should be doing is getting liquids.
Hmm.
So then, like, because I really, you couldn't, like, I couldn't really even think properly. You can't really, like, you don't feel like doing anything, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Even moving
Was your body sore?
So, it was it wasn't sore. It was like, it like did its like feverish, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And then, all I did was that for that day was just a liquid diet, just trying to bring back all the liquids because you're really, really dehydrated.
Right.
That could really affect you in the long run.
Oh, really?
Well, water, yeah, of course.
It's
That's
funny.
the one thing that you need, not food.
It's funny that you say that because, like, I know fighters, they'll dehydrate themselves to make weight. They'll do, like, a lot of weight cuts.
Right.
And then, like, it really messes up their system every time they do it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they get, like, kidney stones.
Oh.
Their kidneys, like, fail.
Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty intense just to make that weight.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, so you did it accidentally, but they do it, like, on purpose.
Yeah. So I was like, I got to think, like, how to, like, not think, like, liquid diet, basically. It was, like, that day, and second day was, like, more trying to recover back from that.
Mm-hmm.
So slowly, like, trying to get back, like, to the normal food with your, like, the intestines, as it was ruined from whatever I ate.
Right.
So it was an interesting experience. Like,
Where did you eat, by the way, just so we can blame that company?
oh, something from Metro.
Oh, Metro. So just don't buy the food, everyone. That's That's what Vish is saying right there.
Right.
Don't buy the food.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I should
anyways.
sue them, right? Is that what we do here?
Well, I mean, like, I don't know how much you could, like, link that, but maybe.
No, well, yeah, you really need a lot to link that. Like, where did the actual contamination come from? If it was, or like, how was the contamination done? I don't know what it was from, per se. I have ideas, but I don't know. You would never know unless you tested the thing itself.
Would you ever do, like, a liquid diet now, like, as just, like, for
Normal
kicks?
thing?
Yeah.
Why?
Like, just as a cleanse. Like, we were just talking about, like, you're like, oh, I felt like a cleanse. So it's like, oh, should we do more cleanses, you know?
No, that wasn't the cleanse. I mean, the cleanse was
The expulsion?
yeah.
No, yeah, totally. Yeah, of course, yeah. But it's like,
No, I wouldn't do that.
oh, no. All right. So it's like a happy accident for you.
No, well, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess so. But it was just like, I wouldn't do that. No, it's just horrible.
So what you're saying was a horrible experience.
Yeah, I wanted like normal food back.
So what did you gain? What did you learn from it?
Don't eat at Metro.
Okay.
I don't know. What else can you learn from it, other than always keep yourself hydrated when you go through that? I guess.
It's cool. I was looking for a moral lesson, but that's cool too.
What else, I don't know what kind of lesson you can get out of that.
The fact that God sometimes doesn't like you.
Sure.
And he puts bacteria in the way to, you know.
True. I didn't really.
Yeah. No,
See,
I really
see
just
what
pulled
you
that
said.
out there, but I don't know.
No, like when you brought up the idea of bacteria, like there's a lot of things that could really affect.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Mess with
exactly.
you.
exactly. We like think that, like, oh, the lion, the tiger is gonna eat us, but it's really like, watch out for bacteria.
Yeah, the smallest thing
for sure
in the world. Yeah.
And what's really fascinating is that, like, if this were like 100 years ago, you probably would have died.
True. Yeah.
You know, you didn't take any antibiotics or anything, right?
No.
Yeah, but like back then, like diarrhea was like a killer.
Oh yeah.
You know.
I mean, food poisoning itself. Yeah. I don't know if it was food poisoning. I would think it's more food poisoning than stomach flu. I think stomach flu is maybe more.
Did it rejuvenate your perception of life? Were you like, oh my god?
Well,
I
it
love
was
the fact that I'm living.
Well, yeah, it's like when when you felt like dying,
Mm.
and then you kind of have to like change your own mindset to like remember, like you got to start fighting this versus just
You
sitting.
gotta fight this.
No,
Oh,
what I
you were
mean, like,
thinking,
no. I mean, like trying to get up and get some liquid in you, like versus just lying in bed.
oh, I see.
Yeah.
Did it make you reevaluate your life choices?
In what sense?
Like, were you like, I should really try and be healthier?
I mean, actually, what happened was even the day before when I went to Metro to buy some things grocery wise, I was thinking of like what I should buy to make my own food was what I was thinking also, which was funny because like I was just gonna buy for today and then I was gonna like make some stuff, right?
Yeah.
So this was like I did, like, you know what I mean? It was kind of like a joke.
Oh, it
in
was
a
like
sense.
because you opted for just buying food.
Like yeah, like the next thing I would do, because I was asking like what I should get, or looking up like what I should be buying, or
Uh-huh.
like to make something
And then
simple things.
then you opted for the easy way. You're like, I'm just gonna buy food today.
Well, for today I was just gonna buy, and then tomorrow was
I'll cook it.
yeah.
So what you're saying is like the universe was like, it was like you should have done it sooner.
Yeah, I should have done it that day.
Hmm. But now you, through going through this experience,
Yeah,
have realized the value in,
cooking your own food.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which actually brings me amazingly to my next topic.
All right.
Quiet contemplation.
All right.
See how I like that? See how I like that? All right, so it's funny because like we don't really spend a lot of time. This is a loose connection right here, but I was just gonna like bring it into it. We as a society don't really spend a lot of time like contemplating the known facts that we know within ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you were like, oh, I know I should be cooking my own food, but I'm just gonna cheat the system for today, and then you got sick.
Yeah.
Right? Not saying that that's actually the reason. I mean, like, correlation's not causation. It just happened.
Yeah,
Like,
of course.
whatever. But I feel like we build, like... So, like, what we decide to do today influences tomorrow. We're building we're like a species of habits.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, like...
Yeah.
What we do daily is how we program our mind and our subconscious to act automatically.
Yeah. Right.
So like we're 30 now, right? You know how they say like you can't teach an old dog new tricks?
Mm-hmm.
So that's not really true because of neuroplasticity. You find that you can actually learn things and your brain will change over time.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the reason why it's so difficult is habits. So if you get into the habit of something, it's sort of like how you do one thing is how you do everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so if I choose to do this one thing in this instance, 9 times out of 10 I'm just going to do it again and then again and then again.
Right.
And then it becomes my character. It becomes who I am.
Yeah.
Right? And to realize that we are not these habits, we are like ever evolving, adapting beings.
Mm-hmm.
But it takes a lot of work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel like I don't like to call it meditation because like that gets super like esoteric and then people and then it's like what
So many
stage of
different
meditation,
meanings,
right? Because there's like different stages of meditation. There's like you're closing off your senses, and then there's imagination, and then there's like imagination leads to contemplation, and then you hit this thing called samadhi where you're not thinking at all. Right. I personally like like I know we talked about this before, but like samadhi for me is like a ejector seat. It's like, okay, this is way too difficult, I'm just gonna leave the situation in my mind,
Right.
you know. But I feel like the most effective thing is like contemplation,
Yeah.
right? Because it's like then you can effectively move forward,
Mm-hmm.
right? So one thing I personally do, and I'm so glad that we don't have to pay for our water bill we don't pay for our water bill, right?
No.
All right, thank God. So I actually exercise shower meditation. All right, shower contemplation. I like to just like stand in the shower, sometimes even kneel in the shower, and just like let the water run over me,
Right.
and then focus on, well, not really focus on anything, but like let the answers come.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and like one thing that most people fear is like the honest answer that will come.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like, if you don't have the backbone or like the fortitude to face the reality of the situation, oftentimes you're going to disregard it and even like push it down.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like all problems are built off of a habit that we have built.
Right.
Yeah, because like think about it this way: no problem. All right, let's take 40-year-old midlife crisis.
Yeah.
Right. So like, you're like, oh, I hit 40. I'm gonna buy a new motorbike and like a new fast car, and I'm gonna like I'm gonna travel the world, all this craziness, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, what stemmed that? It was an entire 40 years, a whole lifetime of like making choices that you didn't want to make.
Mm-hmm.
And then it hits a breaking point, and then you're like, oh, now I'm gonna change my life.
Right.
Right. Whereas like if you had just taken the time to like contemplate the reality of the situation,
Mm-hmm.
unobjected, like objectively,
Yeah.
You know, like not trying to like place blame or like place an emotion to it, just looking at it as like these are the facts.
Mm-hmm.
Then you can move forward like more comfortably and like a happier being, you know.
Right.
Maybe you wouldn't have gotten sick if you had just like, you know, contemplated and ended up making your own food that day. See, I'm linking it back because I'm trying to stretch the connection right there.
Yeah. Okay.
But you get what I'm saying? Like, I
Yeah.
don't know. I think that's like a huge problem with society nowadays, that we don't spend time like contemplating where we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, not necessarily because a lot of people are like, oh, where do you want to go in the future? I don't think it's really too important to contemplate the future. It's important, but I think it's also important to like, more important to like contemplate your choices up to this point, because your choices up to this point will lead and direct you into your future.
Okay.
Do you agree?
Yeah,
Disagree?
in some way, sure. But I don't know if that. I don't know. We're just animals anyway, so.
Yes, but that's, yeah, for sure. We're like a thinking animal, and like the biggest, our main affliction is thoughts.
Yeah.
It's also our main positive. You know, like if we didn't think and problem solve creatively, we wouldn't have like this video game that you're playing.
No, I know.
But like simultaneously, it's like these are the same thinking mechanisms that create problems in the future.
Yeah.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
True. I don't know what else to add to that.
So you agree meditation's super important?
Mm,
Or no, not meditation. You believe that
contemplation?
yeah, I'll say contemplation. Contemplation's super important.
Sure. I don't know. I should contemplate on that more.
You should. Good talk. Good talk. Thank you. I just ranted. You're just like, okay.
I don't know. It really doesn't matter to me.
All right.
That's all I could say about that.
But you know it's worth contemplating.
Oh, right, yeah.
Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, that is true. That is worth contemplating.
Yeah, so you checked out Game of Thrones yesterday?
On the Sunday, yeah. I was back in time for that. I was healthy enough for that.
I like that you pulled yourself together in order to watch Game of Thrones.
Yeah, because I knew that was coming up.
Yep.
Oh.
All right, so Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
Give it to me. How amazing was it?
Well, I got the viewer count. Is that what we need here?
I don't know. It's your topic. What?
Oh, no, I meant like, because you're saying how amazing it is. Do you want the story or you want the...
Hit me up with the story.
I don't know if I should say the story.
Major
'cause
spoilers.
You haven't spoiled. You haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, but that's fine.
I will...
I'm one of those people that likes to watch, you know, like... I like to hear it before I watch it, because
Sure.
if it's worth it, then I'll be like, all right, I'm going to invest the hour. Because I can do a lot of things with that hour.
Well, I mean, I think this is worth it.
Okay, so-
It's great for reunions,
Okay.
as it is for any first episode, I guess.
Okay.
So
Or how about you just tell me the story, and then I will be surprised, and then I will actually ask you questions about what
Okay.
happened.
No, I'm saying like the reunion wise, because of the things that you. So, for instance, remember the last time Arya saw the Hound?
Okay. Yeah. Kind
So
of.
they met.
Yeah.
They met this episode.
Oh no way.
Yeah.
Oh, was she like, I want to kill you still?
It was interesting. Kind of, yeah.
Was she like angry?
I can't remember. I have to watch it again.
Okay. What was she angry?
No, she wasn't angry,
Oh.
but more like the Hound was like, kind of like understanding why she's still alive because of the way she is.
Oh, he was like proud of her,
I don't think he would say that. Probably was though.
but he was like, oh, you're alive. Good job.
Yeah, because of her like wittiness or her like her type of character.
Okay.
And then she met, which was Gendry, the guy you probably won't remember, the blacksmith guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The son of the king.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And
So like they were all coming together back or coming to Winterfell. So that's where she met them or saw them first and then met them later in the episode. And then so throughout the episode, which was funny, what's his name? Brandon Stark was just sitting there watching as everyone was like, he was like one of those,
No way.
like an old guy, you know, like one of those old guys just sitting there and as everyone comes in and
Wait,
he's just like looking.
Was he white-eyed and he was like watching?
He wasn't
it?
white-eyed.
No, he was like actually white. He was watching it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of weird. All right.
It was weird because that was like the one thing that's going on the internet. That was like, it wasn't weird. It was just like, okay, that's Brandon Stark now.
Okay.
But it's just like he knows too much. It's like he knows too much that he just can't. Like he can only get involved in when he
honestly, I
needs to get
feel that way
involved.
sometimes now too. Like not to say I'm like Brandon Stark or anything, but like sometimes like I feel like there's a point of diminishing returns of learning a bit too much. Like it's different. If you learn a lot about engineering, it's like, okay, there's no point of diminishing returns because then you're going to problem solve. But like there's a point of diminishing returns where you understand the psychology of a species a bit too much that you're like, what are we doing?
Right.
You know, and it's like, it's not nihilistic, but it's like you're just kind of bewildered about the choices we make as a general species.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
So is it kind of like that? Is Brandon Stark kind of like, what's going on, guys? What's going on?
Well, he just knows what needs to happen next, kind of thing. It's just
Okay.
like,
So
what,
he's just waiting
like,
it out.
Yeah, he's just
It's craziness.
and
So it's like the guy who like, you're like, this is going to be a bad decision, but we got to wait like for it to end so that we can move on.
right. Like then when they first arrive and the encounter between Sansa and Daenerys.
Okay.
That was their first meeting.
Uh-huh.
And it's just like
Anger?
no, but shady is like he
Through
expected.
shade? Somebody threw shade?
Yeah, everyone's got cut eye going on.
Holy.
Did
Did Daenerys pluck it out? Did she burn it out?
there was a good line in there.
Dracarys.
She's because one thing that's funny is like when you think about war, because they brought all this whole army, right?
Uh-huh.
One thing we don't think about on shows is like, what do you feed them? You don't have food for all of these people.
Oh my god, that's so funny. If you read The Art of War, they say that stuff all the time. It's like it's not just about like conquering. You need to think about your resources.
Yeah.
Because how can you conquer if you have no resources? Make no
Right,
sense.
right.
Yeah, totally. Okay, I'm glad that they brought that up.
It was kind of funny. Sansa brought that up, and then she's like, "What do even dragons eat?" Like, and then that's where like the cut eye happened, and then Daenerys is like, "What do they want?" Like,
Whatever they want.
Yeah.
Broccoli.
Yeah, whatever they want.
Holy.
And then
Except for me, because I'm your mom. Dracarys.
and then one thing was Sam told. Now John knows everything.
Okay.
They've
Knows
been-
everything like what?
They told him who he is.
Oh my god. And he's like, oh damn.
He's-
Did he say that? Was he like, oh damn?
well, he first didn't, and like he thought.
What? Oh! Did he have a moment
thought-
like? Did
he
he have a
thought,
moment like Neo? Was he like, no, I don't believe it. Get me out.
Well, yeah,
Get
he
me
didn't know
out.
what to do. Like we still don't know what he's gonna do next. Like in his
But it's
decision,
common-
because
it's
he's now
common
the
in
actual
the-
king.
But it's common in the thing, right? In their lineage.
I guess I don't know what's gonna happen next.
No, remember it's common in
Yeah,
their
yeah, yeah,
lineage.
yeah.
So it's like,
No, I know.
yeah.
I don't know what Daenerys will think though, because that's
oh,
not what they were.
oh,
thinking.
she doesn't know.
No, not yet.
Oh, dun, 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 dun.
They just told him for now,
Oh, okay.
and then like a lot of things happen. Let's see.
What was your favorite part of the episode?
The end bit, which was like as it ended, because they haven't met again. They haven't met since the end of the first episode, which was when Jaime pushed Brandon Stark as a kid.
Oh no way.
So the way it ends was as Jaime enters into Winterfell, because
Uh-huh.
he left Cersei now, right? That's at the end of the end of season 7,
Okay.
and then that's when he
He saw
Brandon.
Oh,
So that was their first actual like eye to eye. So that was kind of cool because that was not like that's how it ended the way that the first episode.
Oh dang, bro.
So they haven't met since then, right?
Oh, I like that. That's cool.
So it was.
Did
That's
they
what I'm
just-
saying.
did
Like
they
the first
cut it off, they,
episode
like,
is
showed
just
each other, and then there's like dun 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 dun. Or
like
was
that's it.
like-
It's done.
Oh, okay. I
Like
thought they were
because
saying
he
something
like
that's
it showed like Jamie recognized who it was, kind of like wide-eyed a bit,
Oh.
and it's like, oh,
Or
and then cut.
you know what's gonna be crazy in the next episode, Jamie's gonna be like, Brandon, I'm sorry for what I did, and he's like, there is no Brandon. There is only.
But he doesn't believe it was Brandon anymore.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There is only the white-eyed raven.
So they haven't talked yet.
Is
so
it
I
the
wonder-
white-eyed raven? What's his name?
Three-eyed raven?
Three-eyed raven. There's only the three-eyed raven.
Yeah.
It's kind of freaky.
Yeah. There's other rumors of who he might become. I don't know.
He's the Night King.
Basically, the first episode is always the
He's the
setup.
Night King.
Yeah, probably. It's always the setup, right? Like to set up for the next things to
Right.
happen, and then just mainly reunions and just to kind of put everything in place. Yeah, Cersei was there a little bit. They got the Golden Army. She's not going up north, as we knew at the end of the season. So.
Oh, she's gonna help them?
No, she's not.
Oh, not gonna help them. Okay.
Yeah,
That
she
makes
just
sense.
wants to. Like, we also don't know, is she really pregnant or not? Like, that was the thing that
Oh, right,
Tyrion
right.
believed, but Sansa didn't believe her that she's going to be coming up north.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like that.
Oh, and Tyrion meeting Tyrion meeting Sansa again. Remember they were married before?
Oh yeah. Well, he was nice to her though, right?
Yeah.
They didn't do
yeah.
anything.
No. It's just like, it's just all these encounters again that happened like many seasons ago.
Right. They're like bringing everyone together just to kill them all, basically.
Basically, maybe.
All right. How do you think it's gonna end?
That's too early to say.
I
don't know.
Who do you think's gonna? Or do you think everyone's gonna die, or do you think somebody's gonna actually? No, here. Better question. Are
I
they
don't
all
know. I'm not
die,
gonna think.
Or is the White Walkers gonna win?
No, I feel like I don't know, but I think it'll be a little too weird to end only with White Walkers. I think they will defeat the White Walkers because there's like really no story about them other than
Okay.
what's their lore. It would be more just about trying to go back and face Cersei. That's what's the main story, I would say.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna make my prediction now,
Mm-hmm.
and then if this happens, I'm a genius. Okay. So Brandon's gonna go back in time. No, he's going to face. He's going to realize that he is the Night King,
Yeah.
and he's gonna see the impetus for him becoming the Night King.
Okay.
Right? He's gonna see like, oh, because of this domino effect, I became the Night King.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna go back in time and change that domino, and then we're gonna start all over again from season 1.
Yeah.
And it'll be like a new Game of Thrones. Like they're obviously not gonna continue it, but it's gonna be like, what would have happened if this didn't happen?
Mm-hmm. There's like different theories too, because there was the guy that built the wall, which was Bran the Builder.
Bran Stark.
Could be, and the Night King could be the first Stark.
I'm still going with mine.
There's so many rumors. We'll see.
All right, I'm going with mine because I believe in domino effects.
Yeah.
Speaking of domino effects, see that? See how I like positioned it?
Sure.
You're like, I just made a domino effect right now
Okay.
because I saw that lineup,
Right.
and I'm making that connection to my
Uh-huh.
next topic.
Okay.
So, speaking of domino effects, I read this book called Beyond Engineering,
Yeah.
and I thought it's basically like the title of the book was about how humans shape technology to their needs.
Yeah.
And what I didn't realize is like, so I thought it was like, okay, we make technology to serve us, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like the technology we have today is the best technology, and technology works to help us out because of the premise of like how humans shape technology,
Right.
right? But what it turned out to be was human greed and partnerships shape technology.
Okay. Yeah.
So one example that
For instance?
your alcohol car.
Yeah.
Remember? So
Oh, yeah.
elaborate on your.
Oh, the first Ford cars were like out.
Made of
Well,
alcohol.
I mean, yeah, using alcohol as fuel. Yeah.
Yeah, and then that led to the prohibition of alcohol, right?
Right.
Yeah. So or another one is like hemp was going to take over cotton for the paper. Was it cotton for the paper mill? No, lumber for the paper mill. And the guy who invented the paper mill, he just made this whole thing about like marijuana's evil, and like, you know, the Mexicans are like using it, whatever. And he created this propaganda which made them outlaw hemp, the growing of hemp, for both psychoactive, like he positioned it for psychoactive, but in banning the psychoactive property, you also banned the actual growth. So you couldn't make paper or like hemp products, right? This is another one. Another good example is like the QWERTY keyboards that we use.
Yeah.
If you're wondering what QWERTY is, if you look at the keyboard that you probably have, and it's QWERTY at the top left, that's a QWERTY keyboard. And even though it's the most inefficient way to actually use a keyboard, what they found out, they found better ways to type, but because of the first mover advantage of the QWERTY keyboard, we just all kept using it.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So it's like, it's interesting that like how these domino effects work. It's like one person's decision, we don't really know how it will affect in the long run. You know, and like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's like fascinating when you think about that. Like, I'm really into that show, Frontier, right now with Jason Momoa, because like when you look at like Montreal and like Quebec and stuff, you forget. I really like history stuff right now, because like you don't realize what we have today is what we have today simply because of what we had yesterday.
Right.
You know, it kind of goes back to the whole like meditation thing of like. Yeah. You know, habits get formed. You know, like everything is a built up of everything. You know.
Yeah.
Actually, as a side thought, if everything is built up of everything else, then doesn't that kind of just prove fate? Right? If you can find a rationale for why something happened, then there is no random.
Okay.
So then everything is predetermined. We just can't see the mathematics going forward, only going back.
Okay. Yeah.
True. Side thought. Yeah. But I don't know, like...
I mean, yeah, but that's with any, you know, it's kind of like... evolution too, in a way, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because, like, they took it as, like, just technology, but, like, I extrapolated it further towards, like, everything we do. Yeah. Because it's, like... It's almost like we don't have our own best interest in mind. Like, you take this on multiple levels. All right, the fate example, but also if you look at, like, the partnerships, it's like we don't actually have our best interest in mind. It's like, what... If we had worked all together to find a common solution, then we might have had, like, a better world than we have now.
Yeah.
You know? But like...
that's not how it works.
Or... Yeah, like, simultaneously, if you add more people... Like, there's too many cooks in the kitchen... So everybody has their say, and because of that, that's why lobbying is so important.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you actually look at what lobbying is, it's like one person has a good idea, and then he tries and convinces as many people that his idea is the best idea.
Yeah.
So he's lobbying for his idea.
Yeah.
And then if he wins the most votes, well, he gets to rule the world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fascinating.
And it's also like, you ever wonder why shitty movies being made? Just had a better pitch idea.
That's true too, yeah. Or like, maybe there was like a partnership, like, let's get this movie out because this person wanted it.
That could be true too.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like maybe the movie producer's son was a big fan of this movie and he didn't have the heart to can it because he was like, oh, I really want my son to...
Yeah, that's also true.
You know? I think
but sometimes that's also true, but it's like I think most times it's more like the idea was good, this execution was bad, and just now you just got to try to sell it as well as you can. Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Right. I think more often than not that happens.
I don't know. I'm leaning more towards like.
But there's so
everyone's
many.
Got a hidden agenda. Yeah, but I think it's more like everyone's just got a hidden agenda. Because if you really think about it, it's like we all want to maximize our life benefit. right? Okay, think about it this way. You have limited resources, and everybody wants to maximize their life.
Okay.
So obviously, not enough resources to get around. If I make a decision that infringes your life, one of us is going to have a bad time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's almost like that phrase, like crabs in a bucket. You know, all the crabs are trying to like climb out of the bucket, and they're pulling each other down to get to the top. You know?
Yeah.
And like, even though, like, if you listen to Chaos' song Crabs in a Bucket, it's kind of about that. But even though he tries and like preaches like an altruistic viewpoint of we should work together, that's just not how humans were built.
No.
But even on like the basis level, which is fascinating because I got that. Well, I knew that already, but it got affirmed in the Scientology book.
Yeah.
So like, basically, not that I believe in Scientology. I'm just saying it was an interesting book. But like, even on a cellular level,
Mm-hmm.
let's not even think about that. Let's think about like the one sperm that made it to the egg.
Yeah.
We were all battling for resources.
Yeah.
So in our nature, it's all about battling.
Yeah.
And if you read like the Bhagavad Gita, like, why is Arjuna a warrior? Because we're all warriors. We're all battling for something.
Mm-hmm.
There is no peace and prosperity. There's only prosperity. And through
Right.
that, you create the falsehood of peace.
Yeah.
Oh, is that negative?
I don't think it's negative. It's truth.
Is it the truth, though? Like, I don't know. Like, maybe you can come up with an example of, like, when we've band together.
We only
You know,
band
like-
together generally when bad things happen.
Yeah, like, yeah, totally. Like when Alien came, we'd all work together. It's like only for our demise. But I still think
Yeah.
that we wouldn't even band together, actually. There's gonna be one guy that's gonna be like, "Yo, what if the aliens kill us all?"
Probably, yeah.
See, even and then, it's like conflict is just who we are, and we try and resolve the conflict through meditation. See that? Oh, bringing it all full circle. Oh my goodness.
Sure.
Yeah. No, I don't know. It's like, it's interesting, like, thinking of these viewpoints, because like being a human is very tricky. You know, I don't believe in altruism.
Yeah.
You can only have altruism if you don't want anything from that person.
Yeah. I don't think that's possible.
No, it is possible. Yeah, for sure. Like, if somebody drops their pen, I don't know who you are, but I pick it up.
Okay.
I believe that's the purest form of altruism. Because you're not
okay.
like, I don't know you, I'm just going to help you for the sake of helping you.
I see.
But if you were like my business, like if you were somebody that I wanted to land business from, it's like, oh, of course they're going to buy all of your drinks. Of course I'm going to tell you you're funny. Of course we're going to go to the movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like, wow, they really like me as a person. It's like, no, my ulterior motive is of landing this business. That's why people have like expense funds. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's never like, you never do anything unless you have nothing to gain from that person.
Right.
For the sole sake of their well-being.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think it's with anything, though.
What do you mean?
I mean, it's with many things. It's just
That's what I'm saying. Like,
we're
the
animals. We're gonna like look for ourselves in some sense. I don't know.
For sure. Yeah. Unless but I mean, like,
Unless this also adds to our betterment or something. I don't know if I make any sense here.
no, rephrase that.
Like, no, I'm just saying like we'd only work together if it's both beneficial to me.
Oh, like win-win scenarios?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they do say that's the best business transaction, where it's like, we're both going to benefit.
Right.
You know?
Okay.
But that just, again, it alludes to our own selfishness.
That's what it is.
Yeah, I know. Just kind of... See, this is the Brendan Stark moment, where you're like, damn, that is what it is.
Yeah.
You almost know too much. You're just like sitting back like, damn.
No, I don't think it's a problem for me though. it just makes it me more more understanding of why things are the way they are.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm sure Brendan Stark is very compassionate too. But like he's probably sitting back like, damn, why are we all fighting? These White Walkers are about to kill us.
Right.
Actually, damn, Game of Thrones right there. The enemy of my enemy. You're like, oh, if we had a common enemy. No, they just showed us in Game of Thrones, like Cersei.
Right, exactly.
Wow, Game of Thrones is life, bro.
Yeah.
That's why it's so important to watch this show. So yeah.
True.
Next week, are there any any leaked episodes?
No, nothing has been leaked. That's the thing with the HBO. They're really good at.
No, but remember there was that one season where the whole thing got leaked?
No, that was like the episode when it. Like I'm saying, like throughout the filming.
No, I'm talking about the episodes. Like, have the episodes been leaked?
No, nothing's been leaked.
Too bad.
They've been really, really, really tight-lipped this time.
Not that we would check that out because piracy is illegal. But.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this time everything's been tight-lipped.
Mm.
And even like they have so many extras, it's like nothing is leaked from what's on set.
Well, I'm sure like their families know.
Yeah, but I'm saying like.
But not to the general public. Yeah.
Because they can still easily get leaked even if you do it that way, right? Some
True.
friend of a family or blah blah blah.
True.
But still, nothing.
So in sum, check out Game of Thrones. It is definitely the best series you'll ever watch because it'll teach you about life and about yourself.
Yeah. They had the preview for the next episode, though.
Oh, okay, cool.
Which is cool.
And
because Jaime's there now. And one thing we forget, who killed Daenerys's dad.
Oh, the...
Jaime.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's their first encounter.
Oh,
next week.
On so many levels, Game of Thrones is so like life, like examinatory. That's
in the world,
but you know what I mean. It's like
in the world, like
it's really giving you like
dragons and
yeah,
magic.
like no, yeah, for sure. But it's like the way Game of Thrones. Remember when I first watched it, you were like, "Oh, this isn't a magical tale."
No,
Don't
it's
worry.
not. Yeah.
And then it's like, "Oh no, it is a magical tale, bro." It just took a while, but
well, it's still really there is really rarely magic used.
Yeah, for sure.
Only thing would be dragons.
I'm just saying. Well, anyways.
Just be like
Game of Thrones.
Modern day tanks. I don't know.
Game of Thrones is a very societal, dissected.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's a social commentary. Yeah. Who we are as people and who we are as humans. So definitely watch the show. Comes out every Sunday at 9. Sponsor us.
Yeah, this is the first time that I get to watch it live.
Oh yeah, because you finally got Crave.
Yay.
Yeah, so also get Crave because they're going to sponsor us next.
True, yeah, they will.
See that? Always plug in for my own greed. Because that's what it comes down to, fellas. Look out for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Because nobody else can look out for you. Till next week. Same bad time. Same bad channel.
What? Oh. Okay.
Any final thoughts, Vish?
I don't know. Watch Game of... I don't know.
I was going to say that too. I was actually going to say that too. Watch Game of Thrones. All right. Till next week. Take it easy.
Peace.